What's up, everybody? FTWitachiPlays here. You know what it is. Thank you all very much for dropping by, tuning in really quickly. What do I need to do? Let me see if this fixes it. I don't know. My webcam seems redder than usual, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that back. But for those of you tuning in, dropping by, much appreciated. If you have any questions, let me know. We're going to start off tonight with a little bit more reacts. As you guys can see, I have a ton of more things. The bottom 3 videos, I watched that stuff. Trunks and Philly Show, Beta Squad, Sidemen, you already know. Those are things that I haven't watched, and I watch on my own time. However, BlizzCon 2023 Community Night, all the way to the top one. I've put them in an order on like what I want to watch. So yeah, we're here. We're going to go ahead and I believe we're just going to watch one video because I do want to play some games as well. This is a post-BlizzCon video, but it's nonetheless still kind of ties in everything basically with BlizzCon. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more videos to react to from BlizzCon. One's Warcraft Rumble, 2 of them are Overwatch, and I'll probably do those in the same day. 3 of them are Diablo, and 2 of them are very short, and I'll probably do those on the same day. And then I'll finish it off with like a 2023 Community Night. I haven't seen it, and I would like to just watch it. But yeah, if you guys have anything for me to react to, just let me know. I always add it to my Watch Later playlist on YouTube. Even if it's not on YouTube, let me know, and I will make sure to find the link and react to it and watch it. Next year, I'm going to announce it now. I'm not going to fully announce everything, but I'm going to announce something that I'm working on in the background. The start of next year, we're going to have a new YouTube channel, and it's basically just going to be FTWitachi Reacts. That's going to be the name of the channel. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm announcing now. I'm not going to announce the details, but I'm going to physically announce now an anime reacts channel. It's only going to be anime related or anime type of content. Anime, manga, any type of content related to that. That's what will go on the React channel. Video game reacts, it will still be posted on my regular FTWitachi channel because I don't want to mix the both. So yeah, let's go. Let's set this up. Is it go straight into it? Yeah, there's no real pause, so that's kind of cool. Looking forward to this. I mean, there's a lot to it. Cataclysm Classic and War of the Worlds. Okay, so it's both Q&As. Alright. Alrighty, everybody. World of Warcraft BlizzCon Q&A, The War Within, and WoW Classic. This is a WoW cast video on the Blizzard Entertainment World of Warcraft channel. This is a post-BlizzCon 2023 video, and again, it is going to have both. It's about 60%, it looks like, the War Within, and then the rest is 40% about Classic and Season of Discovery. For those of you tuning in and dropping by, much appreciated. Let's sit back, relax, enjoy, and if I need to pause the video, I will. Otherwise, let's keep it running. Let's keep it rolling. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Kick. We are live on all platforms, except for Kick, sorry. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, and then we also upload on YouTube.
Hey everyone, welcome to Wowcast. Today we're going to have the Q&A about The War Within. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Ian Hasekostas, Game Director on WoW.
Hello, my name is Morgan Day. I'm one of the Associate Game Directors on World of Warcraft.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and let's go straight to the...
Hearing the in-game music in the background, it sounds off from the microphone. I was trying to figure out, do I have World of Warcraft open? I do not.
Questions. Our first question is from Fuser from the Warcraft Community Council, and they ask, in the near future, will a 2024 roadmap be revealed?
Yes.
I can say that is something we're working on in the near future. Hopefully we can roll it out in the next couple of months. We love the reception, to us pulling back the curtain and setting expectations for what 2023 was going to look like. We're just, buttoning up some final details, but want to have a similar picture that we can lay out.
It's obvious. They're starting off with the easy ones.
That even after Guardians of the Dream, that's just rolled out this week, players can expect 3 more updates to Dragonflight before War Within pre-patch.
Oh,
so
shit.
We'll have all the details when the roadmap lands.
Our next question is from AJPST on the WoW subreddit. They ask, what do you guys think about the 3-day early access?
Yeah, so obviously we've seen a lot of discussion about the early access aspect of the Epic Edition.
Before he really answers this, I don't understand why people are complaining about it. It's 2023, fam. Games have changed. This is how almost every game works like this nowadays. And what also I don't get is if you're playing World of Warcraft, almost 80 to 90% of the people playing it are probably getting the Epic Edition anyways. So you have nothing to really worry about. I do understand people are arguing about the fact that you're going to get a 3-day early access. That's not the normal to World of Warcraft. The normal is everybody starts at the same time, race to max level, race to World's First, race to this, race to that. Get it. But if you're actually going to be racing, you're usually the type of person that's going to get the Epic Edition. So
in the last few days.
It doesn't affect
really
anything.
Where this came from, where this started, was us looking across the board to add value to the expansion bundles at all levels. So starting at the base edition of War Within, compared to Dragonflight, like that includes a boost now, which again was only available in Heroic and up in Dragonflight. It includes Dragonflight itself if you didn't, own that already. So when we increase the value of the base level, we need to also make sure that the increased tiers have their own compelling offerings. And as we considered options, cosmetics, features, access, things like that, one of the things, of course, we paid attention to across the industry is the option of early access as well as beta access. We understand as a live game, as an MMO, as a competitive and cooperative game, there are some unique dimensions to any kind of early access offering here. And there's a little bit of fine print that people have seen on the website, but I want to just elaborate on what that means a bit more. We're really trying to do everything we can to ensure that this is really just a head start on leveling up. You can jump in and work on getting to 80, exploring the world, seeing the story, but Mythic Zero dungeons, weekly quests, things like weekly specialization cooldowns, the high-end treasure tables, if there are rares.
You won't be able to do that during the first week.
All those things that will feel like any kind of long-term competitive advantage are not going to be available during these first few days. For folks who are used to jumping in and just...
It's never changed, so
expansion launch,
people stop complaining. He's stating facts.
Things have already traditionally been locked until the first weekly reset, until Tuesday morning in North America, Wednesday morning in Europe, Thursday morning in Asia. That is staying the same.
It's just a cool benefit, a cool perk to those of us getting the Epic Edition.
Here is to make sure that certainly by the time Season 1 starts, if you have two players with similar playstyles side by side and one of them had early access and the other didn't, you really can't tell which is which in terms of any competitive aspect of the game that matters. So it's looking to offer increased value where we can, but also roll it out and manage it carefully to make sure that it's fair.
Our next question is from Zyxlein from Germany, and they ask, if expansions are supposed to be released faster in the future, will that have an impact on the amount
this is my... I have, this is my concern. I've enjoyed... So, the issue with my gaming, and I'm changing the way I do things on my channel, and I've announced this recently, especially with the Dream patch that just got released 10.2. I'm not fully changing over yet. I'm waiting for that first expansion, the next expansion, to be able to do that. I've played WoW 18, 19 years almost now. And I've made content since Wrath of the Lich King, but Wrath of the Lich King, it was like, I was having fun now, but I was just doing random shit in Wrath of the Lich King. Cataclysm, I kind of took a step back. Mist of Pandaria, I started doing more content, and then I deleted everything because it just wasn't happy with it. And then Warlords of Draenor to now is when I've that's my channel. That's what I've got. I've become so casual in the game to where I like to do everything. I don't do endgame, uber endgame grinds anymore. I get it done, but I don't grind it anymore. I just like to get everything completed and done and collected and finished and accomplished and completed everything. If expansions are going to get released so fast, I need to see how much content we're going to get, because if we have the same amount of content at a faster pace, people like me are not going to be able to get this stuff done.
And if not, how do you ensure that the quality and quantity remain the same?
That's a great question, something we've also heard a lot of discussion around. Just want to be clear, obviously we're focused right now on the War Within, and that's what we're talking about. But as Chris Metzen laid out, we have Midnight and The Last Titan on the horizon. Those are WoW expansions. And we're not trying to, do some game shrinkflation here. WoW expansions are staying WoW expansions, right? When you see War Within, that's 4 zones, 8 dungeons, new levels, a raid, all of that stuff. Again, not saying much about Midnight, but I can say it's going to have 4 zones, dungeons, a raid, etc. And so really that's what we're holding to. Now, we've made no secret of the fact that we want to reduce lulls and gaps in our content delivery over the years. A lot of the investment we've made in growing the World of Warcraft development team in recent years has been building towards realizing this exact goal, being able to deliver a steady patch cadence, content update cadence like we've seen throughout Dragonflight, while still being on track for a big, ambitious expansion offering on schedule. And when you opt into War Within, you're not just signing up for what's there at launch, you're signing up for a continuation of that frequent Dragonflight-style update schedule.
Oh,
Our
okay.
main goal is to ensure that we're telling the story without meaningful pauses or lulls, but also with this.
That makes sense then, because Dragonflight has, I've felt, one of the best expansions in regards to releasing content. It's not too fast and it's not too slow. I think they're trying to get across the table that like first patch and that last patch of every expansion that just gets drawn out for like God knows how long. It's just like, we'll play it, we'll complete it, and then we got like 3-4 more months of what the fuck's going on. We're going to go play a different game. I don't think they want that. I think they do want to continue it to where there is no stoppage. That makes more sense.
At the same time, not rushing through it and giving each, whether it's a narrative beat or a raid tier or whatever, the time that it needs to breathe and for players to really enjoy it at their own pace with the next thing on the horizon.
I like
Yeah,
it.
and like Ian mentioned, there's 3 more updates coming in Dragonflight. One of those things will be a Season 4, like we saw with Shadowlands, and that's an opportunity for us to do some fun experimental things, as well as to kind of revisit some of what we saw in Season 4 of Shadowlands. But there's also some like kind of awesome surprises coming in there that the team has really been looking at ways to like provide really unique experiences to the players and really make sure that Dragonflight is fresh and exciting all the way through as we move into the War Within.
Our next question from many players around the world, and including myself. Will druids have dynamic flight in all of their flight forms, or some?
No one
or can we
cares.
use flight forms specifically for dynamic flying for druids?
Can confirm that druids will have dynamic flight in their flight forms. That's how flying is going to work going forward.
Our next question is Water Mist from the Warcraft Community Council. Why is static flying not available until level 80 while dynamic flying?
They've
is
answered it
immediately
at
available?
BlizzCon, you dumbo. Water
Any reasoning
Mist.
for this,
Come on,
please?
man.
Yeah, I can take that one. We actually discussed this quite a bit as we were moving into Dragonflight, but something about dragon riding, it just makes the questing experience a lot more engaging and exciting, and it really changes the way you engage with the world. And also, until you've really mastered it, there's a bit more variance to it, where with static flight you can kind of like pop up, idle, look around, exactly pinpoint the quest mob, boop, land right on top of it, versus there's a lot more like active gameplay with dragon riding, aka dynamic flight. I have to train my brain now.
Yeah, me too.
Dynamic flight. So yeah, we just feel like that's a much more interesting way to engage with the world, especially during level up, as you're saying.
They could have come up with a different name.
And then
Dynamic and Dragon is they both
static
start with
flight
D.
unlock, not too long after reaching max level, there's probably some really basic things that you might be used to, like explore the world, do some questing. We won't have renown on it. We learned that lesson. And then you'll be able to unlock it very early on in the War Within as well.
Our next question is from Dirty Paws from the Warcraft Community Council.
Oh. Answer this correct, please. Dirty Paws, you're my guy. Are any changes coming to what we saw in Dragon? Fucking remove
Guardian
professions.
Professions is the new system we got in Dragonflight.
The new system, remove
Are
it,
there any changes
please.
coming to what we saw in Dragonflight?
Yeah, totally. So in the War Within, we will have new kind of specialization points.
Fuck. I'm still leveling up my fucking original character's professions, man.
Where you can kind of customize your different professions.
There's no customizing. Oh. Those are specs, though. Those aren't points, you dumbo. Remove the talent stuff.
As you are continuing to skill up in the War Within.
No.
Something else we're looking at is inspiration, the stat. We added a bunch of cool new stats for crafting in Dragonflight. And inspiration is one that we've heard a lot of feedback on and kind of keeping an eye on, since ultimately sometimes you have to kind of crit your crafting to make it the most valuable one possible. And if you have to crit, then the crit isn't a crit anymore; it's a success. So we're looking at that one. And then lastly, we've seen a lot of great feedback around crafting orders and how people are enjoying that. But if you're not someone who's like at the bleeding edge of the crafting system, it can be hard to find crafting orders that can fill. So we're looking at ways to kind of increase availability of crafting orders. And one of the ideas that we're currently experimenting with, and not sure that this is something that we'll be able to do at the launch of War Within, but we think it's a really fun idea to explore, is the idea of like NPC crafting orders, where maybe when you go to the crafting order UI, there'll be like someone, the Valdrakken Accord wants you to make some stuff for them because they're short on swords or something. They broke them all. Something like that could be really fun, so that it increases the audience that can engage with the crafting orders. So those are kind of the areas that we're looking at for War Within.
Not happy. They didn't go in depth enough on that. I want professions to go back to the old system, or if it's too late to go back to the old system because of the new shit, they need to make it easier to level up. Make it there's just the complications on professions is really, really bad. I'm an engineer. I'm only an engineer because we got cool, unique teleportation devices, portals, toys, collectible pets, all that stuff. We got things. And then I'm an alchemist. I don't know why I'm an alchemist anymore. I actually really don't know why I'm an alchemist anymore. I've been an alchemist and an engineer. I've been an alchemist since alchemy was released, and engineering since engineering was released. I have never switched. I don't want to switch now on my main, but I might have to be honest with you. I'll probably never get rid of engineering, but it's disgusting how long it takes to level.
Our next question is from Verald from Sargeras. How will the Warband's transmog unlocking work with class-locked items such as tier set tokens?
Yeah, we're still kind of working through the details there, but in terms of the tier set tokens, we imagine that would kind of remain to be soulbound. Certainly that's an area where we're looking to get feedback on. Like, I know there are people who have multiple of one character, so that's definitely, one class. So it's definitely something that we'll be listening to feedback on, but right now the plans are those will stay soulbound, but that doesn't mean if based on feedback we couldn't find some alternative solutions there.
Yeah, I think it's going to vary across legacy content. Set pieces were obtained in some different ways.
Right.
I think if specifically as personal loot or otherwise something is obtained directly as the warrior set, then you'll have to earn that on a warrior. There won't be a way to, when playing your rogue, collect a warrior appearance if it's dropping with class-specific logic. In others, with regard to generalized item drops, though, the goal is just for armor type not to matter.
Okay.
Once you have the item in your possession, if you don't know the appearance will be added to your warband.
Class sets are a fun one though, because it's changed how those have actually been acquired so many times over the years that the team's really gonna have to dig in and look at each individual one and hopefully come up with solutions, but yeah.
I trust them, I believe. Our next question is from Maury from Discord.
Can we opt out of warbands? Who the fuck are you? Who gave you the right to ask a question? Just don't play an alt, you dumbo.
Can we opt out of warbands?
Not currently. That is not the plan. You will have your warband across all of your characters.
Just don't play the other 4 characters, 3 characters.
That maybe you wouldn't want to have available on like a brand new character, right? Like one of those examples is exploration. We know often exploration is actually really helpful when you're leveling a new character to know, wait, where haven't I been, right? So that's one of those kind of unique areas where we looked at and said, like, actually this is a space where maybe we don't want to do that just from a pure gameplay perspective. It would actually be less convenient to have that. So definitely looking at areas.
That was the worst
like
question so far.
We can look to make adjustments to.
Yeah, I'd definitely be curious to kind of hear a bit more about what's behind this question. Like, if there's someone who's looking.
He knows what's up. He knows this question's stupid.
To opt out of warbands, what aspect of it would you not want defaulted to being inherently account-wide? Because most of this to us, based on the feedback we've
Bro, whoever asked this question, duel me in game right now. Let's go.
Desirable convenience. But if we're overlooking,
add me. FTWitachi #1571. I'm gonna clap your cheeks, dude.
Our next question is from Ravage from the Warcraft Community Council. How will account-wide everything work for people who have multiple accounts on one client? Will each account be separated by their licenses, or will all licenses accounts be included in the Warband account-wide?
Now, I want to try to answer this really quickly. If you have multiple accounts on one account, you got a problem. And then if you have multiple accounts on one account, all your accounts should be separated.
Everything.
Your warband, the members of your warband will span your BattleNet account. So if you have multiple WoW licenses, all of those will share warband benefits.
Okay,
now,
that was wrong.
There are some restrictions and limitations with
Yes.
that particular case.
Let's go.
I think for starters, when you're looking at the login screen with character select, you will only see the members of your warband on that WoW account. You can't log into a different WoW account. That's
Suck it.
crossing some walls that are pretty hard barriers within our system. Also, if you're actively multi-boxing, there may be some restrictions on interacting with certain aspects of shared warbound systems, like the warband bank, for example. If one character on account A is actively using the warband bank, account B may find that that is currently locked. Again, that's simply just for transactional security and other things along those lines. But if you're just looking to play, make progress toward achievements, earn renown, share transmog, all of those things, doesn't matter whether you're on one WoW account or multiple, as long as they're on the same DNet.
Yeah, there's definitely some solutions that we've discussed. Like for those of you that have been on multiple characters, how only one of them can make progress on your pet battles, because that's a kind of account-wide progress. There'll be similar solutions like that that we'll see for a couple different systems, where it's like, okay, this one logged in first, you're the one that kind of has tap to earn certain progress across your account.
All right, our next question is from Severex from the Guild Unleashed. How will account-wide rep work with the opposing factions, such as Frenzy Heart Tribe versus Oracles and the Aldor versus the Scryers?
So for this one, was trying to be very clear on the What's Next panel. The current plan is that our War Within renown and reputations will be shared across the entire account. When it comes to more of those legacy ones, we're still kind of looking into what it'll take to achieve that. But even in that world, there are certain reputations like that that are really tied to the fantasy of an individual character, right? Like, oh, this character made a choice. So it's very likely we would keep those one tied to the characters, but then there's also the element of, well, what were the rewards that I got from those choices? And those are the areas we want to make sure that that's shared across your account. So it's more just the fantasy of that reputation with that character.
That's a good way to do it.
Gotten from it.
I mean,
still want to be able to share
account-wide everything, but your character is your
As
character.
Morgan said, I think for sure War Within reps will work this way. We hope and aim to make Dragonflight reps also kind of retroactively warband level, because those feel current and relevant. For new players leveling up in War Within, Dragonflight's going to be the level up experience. But for the dozens and dozens of other reps, it's something we want to do. The answer, just to be clear, it's not a this will never work on the warband level. It's just there's a lot of kind of data archaeology and making sure that we're converting and fixing up things appropriately that needs to be undertaken. We want to make sure we're not losing any data along the way. That's something we want to do, but it will take time.
All right, our next question is from Varlens from France. How many characters can we fit
I'm assuming
into
it's
Warband,
4.
and are we limited
I've seen
to
4
one
or
Warband?
5. I think it's 4 though.
I believe it is 50 characters per WoW account, but like we said, you can have
60
more.
as of Dragonflight.
Oh, 60
yeah,
as of
used to be
Dragonflight. Wow, I have
50.
old info
We
here.
raised the cap because of those amazing hardcore altaholics out there who had 50 characters, and then we're like, here is Evoker. Delete one of your characters. Okay, let's raise the cap.
So
yeah.
60 per WoW account, but like you said, you can have multiple accounts in your warband, but only one will share the character select screen. So lots.
That is a lot. That is so much. Nice. Our next question is from the Cat's Meow from the Guild of Garbage. Will Mythic Plus portals be
I mean, they should be, no?
Yes, so as of about 12 hours ago, I was talking to the team and felt like, yes, in War Within, your portals can be account up.
No, it should be.
All right, our next question is from Roland from France. Can we customize the background of the Warband menu, please?
So this is a request we've heard from a few folks since rolling out that look at the new character select screen. We're going to have one cool backdrop at launch in War Within. Definitely feedback there is heard loud and clear. We're looking into, I think adding that functionality and customization down the line. It's not going to be something we can do right at launch. But I think, as we've said a couple times, we really see warbands as a foundation to build upon. And so, yeah, like the idea that as you reach a certain warband renown level with a certain group, if you could have their settlement, if you like their vibe, you like their general architecture, if you could unlock using their settlement as your background character select screen, that's the kind of thing we'd love to chase in the future, but not at War Within launch.
Okay. Our next question is from Alistair from Germany. Since you're also revamping the banks through the Warband feature, are there also plans to revise or expand the general bag's bank storage system? Will we finally be able to replace the standard bag?
No plans currently to look at a broader.
Check out Void
revamp.
Storage, please,
Ultimately,
because it's
often
really
when we hear this
dumb.
feedback, we'll look to try to really look at more tactical solutions, right? Like I think Guardians of the Dream is a great example where we heard a lot of feedback around people's bag space, and the item upgrade system was something that we looked at to kind of help resolve some of the problems there. So, you know, in Guardians of the Dream, those will move your crests and stuff will move into your currency tab. Another one that we talked a lot about was, you know, I mentioned you might need some key.
I hope they realize they replaced crests with damn seeds. Yeah, my bags are still full because I've got seeds instead of crests now. Crests are now in my currency tab, but we got seeds. We got green seeds, got blue seeds, got purple seeds. We've got the weekly seeds to buy stuff. There's a lot of seeds. I say the system's good right now, but check out Void Storage because you can't put a lot of like unique and soulbound stuff in there. It's a mess.
Keys to open some chests and delves, and right from the onset we're like, okay, please don't make me have a ton of keys in my bag for this. So the team has already talked about having, you know, those keys kind of live in the delves UI so that you don't have to carry those around your bag. So definitely looking at tactical ways to fix that, and you know, anytime that people do feel like, there's so much stuff in my bags, that's really great feedback for us to say like, okay, but how are we creating this problem for you? And really looking at that from that perspective versus saying, okay, let's just make your bags bigger and bigger, when in reality, it might be problems that we're creating that we should be solving in different ways.
I will also add, though, that I think
you can put the pet battle stuff on the currency tab, please, because I got a full 36 slot bag of pet battle currency.
the way the OG character bank works is something we want to improve. Our focus right now is just on warband storage. But yeah, I agree that it feels archaic to have to buy a whole set of bags and individually put them in your bank slots when we have examples from the guild bank or the warband bank of, you know, just a more, you know, streamlined tabbed system, but focuses on warbands for now.
You don't like the bag progression in the game?
I mean, I know tailors love it. But it's maybe not the most elegant thing.
Our next question is from a lot of players all around the world. Is there something more you can do about bag bloat? The warband bank sounds like a step in the right direction, but we're still piling up valuable items faster than our bags are growing.
I think pretty much what Morgan just said to that. You know, it's something that we've heard probably more than ever over the course of Dragonflight. You know, when we've really doubled down on more varied world content in particular, which tends to have localized little systems and ecosystems, and you're gathering fragments as part of one event, or you're getting something else that's tied to a vendor as part of another. That can very quickly become overwhelming. We've been actively surveying, like looking at what items are most commonly in players' bags and trying to use that to guide our development philosophy going forward. You know, the answer, as Morgan said on the last question, isn't more bag space. At some point, you know, if you have 120 things already, that is an overwhelming amount of stuff. We should be trying to limit what we're asking you to hold rather than just giving you more and more space until you can't even find anything in your own inventory anymore.
A change that we are making in More Within also that will help to a small degree here is we're actually having, this is so exciting for me, but I'm sure most people are like, what are you talking about? Is like there will be subheaders within the currency tab. So like we can start to do things like say, hey, here are my War Within currencies. And then say, here's season 1 War Within currencies. And that way you can just say like, all right, collapse that. I don't want to see all the currency bloat as we've seen in the past. Because, you know, a lot of the time the team does discuss, like, hey, should this be a currency or should this be an item in the bag, or how do we want to deal with that? And often the question is, well, is it evergreen or is it seasonal? And if it's seasonal, we often say, all right, it should be an item in your bag because we don't want that to be bloating my currency tab for the whole expansion. But in War Within, having the ability to have those kind of like subheaders will, I think, help a lot in terms of being able to leverage that system more.
All right. Our next question is from Stud Muffin from the Guild.
I don't think the trading post is going anywhere.
We'll see the trading post in the next expansion as well.
Yep. I mean, yeah, it's been a fun addition to the WoW ecosystem, right? It's a chance to get a cool range of WoW cosmetics into out to the player base of all playstyles. We're already planning out a full fun slate of themed drops over the course of 2024, and yeah, Trading Post is here to stay.
I'm sure Stud Muffin will be happy to hear that.
Did the sword go live during BlizzCon?
Exactly. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, everyone. I'm sure everyone tuning in to this Wildcast Q&A
Yes.
is ultra informed and already knows this. But one of the fun things we did with the Trading Post was the surprise drop for completing the monthly objective in November of a couple of sort of Sargeras transmogs that would have been spoilery if they'd been there on November 1st, but a few days later, makes sense.
Yes.
Did you just recognize the sword?
What sword?
I tricked you.
Our next question is from Arbiter from Discord. What about server merging? Right now, most restrictions are lifted, cross-server groups and guilds, item and gold transfers, and region-wide auction house. What can we expect in the future?
If they can, they should try to just merge as much as they possibly can. I know, for example, on my alts, I really love playing on a ghost town server. Like, don't let me see a single soul. Or, no, I wouldn't say that, but I like to see, like, very limited people. And then on my main, I have him on a high pop server. Like, I need to see people left, right, and center because I need to do content on him. They should make it to where merge as much as you can and give people free transfers to, let's say you did merge and it now becomes like a low to a medium pop server. People want to go back to a low. Give them that option, but merge as much as you possibly can.
So our approach so far has really been to tear down those barriers. Many aspects of the auction house still are realm-based. The commodities portion of it is region-wide, but there are still a lot of things that are rooted in server, not least of which is everyone's names and their guild names. But really, for now, our focus is on making it not matter what server you're on when it comes to basically any facet of your gameplay. If we reach a point down the line where we fully accomplished that goal, and it really raises the question of why do these exist at all, that's a bridge we would cross. But really, our focus is on the player experience first and foremost.
Our next question is from Phenomenon from the Warcraft Community Council. Will there be another stat squish, and if so, what does that look like this time? If another stat squish is enacted, will the team be looking into the after effects that
There shouldn't really be anything. It's still...
So we're not currently planning on a stat
It's
squish
small enough to
for
not bother.
Legion. We're going to have some pretty large numbers, but they're comparable to numbers that we saw in Legion, let's say. We are almost certainly going to do a stat squish again at midnight when we get there. We've gotten better, basically, at doing this over the years.
Makes sense.
Less of an ad hoc process and something we have more structure around. So I think I'm confident that we'll be able to better address legacy scaling. And as always, when we roll it out, make sure to roll it out from day one of the midnight alpha, so that we can have all the time needed to get any feedback or catch things we might have missed to make sure that it's not disruptive when it comes to legacy content.
Our next question is from Raining Metal from Discord. Will the nature of the group finders, such as for looking for raids, dungeons, and time
Can we just get rid of LFI?
So there's
and mythic
aspects
keys
there that we want to continue to expand. The pre-made group finder is inherently cross-faction for groups.
But the pre-made group finder is bullshit because I can't whisper people on the other freaking faction. So if they want me to link an achievement or do anything and whisper them my anything, I can't do it. I have to put it in my little note, but you can't do links in the note. So it's like they gotta trust me, or it just doesn't work. Lift everything, and I know this has nothing to do with the question. Remove LFR or get rid of either normal, heroic, or mythic, which it would just make sense to just get rid of mythic. Go back to how it was, LFR, normal, or heroic. I wish it was just normal, heroic, but LFR, normal, heroic, or normal, heroic, mythic, I don't care. Get rid of one. And then, mythic keys, they gotta go.
That you can form and walk into instances. It's an opt-in activity by design. And I think our plan is to keep it that way, in the sense of avoiding situations where someone is randomly queuing up for something and then just finding themselves in a group with members of the opposite faction in a way that can sort of violate some fundamental boundaries in the rest of the in-world Azeroth fiction. Our focus is on letting people play with their friends, first and foremost. Now we recognize, though, that there are some activities, time walking probably being the most notable among them, that can only be accessed via queuing. And there, what we would like to do, and we are working on this, is have the ability to say that, yes, if you're a pre-made cross-faction group, you can queue up for any of these queued activities, but that's not quite the same as random matchmaking with people who aren't opting into that cross-faction gameplay.
Our next question is from Rugsy from Discord. Can we expect to see the continuation of expanded character customization in The War Within? Can we expect more than new hair, eye colors coming in the future?
I'm assuming the answer is just yes.
Yeah, I think this is another one of those ongoing projects,
Yep.
as we've seen over the course of Dragonflight, some of our updates.
Thank you for the follow, game_planner. Much appreciated.
As it makes sense. It's something, same with our UI updates and other areas. We want to just keep adding options, keep adding variety. And I think certainly we've learned from evoker customization, for example, how to offer some more areas of customization that we would love to bring to other player races down the line.
Our next question is from Shalandana from Germany. Why do we travel back in time in Midnight: The Last Titan, and what does this mean? Are we talking about specific zones or an actual complete new old version of it?
I
think there's a misconception at the root of this question.
Yes.
This is definitely, we're not traveling in time at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just healed the time ways as of Dawn of the Infinite recently. We don't need to venture there anytime soon. Promise.
The question seems dumb.
Messon said returning to the old world. He didn't mean old in the sense of temporal, but actually just returning to these familiar lands that we had visited at times in the past and seeing how they've changed and telling new stories in them. And I think one of the things that is really essential for us when it comes to future World of Warcraft storytelling, and that we want to make sure we're able to do, is keep these iconic spaces vibrant and relevant. A world where it's, okay, we've been to Northrend and we told the story of the Lich King there 15 years ago, therefore we can't use it anymore, is not a world that really best serves the Warcraft franchise. So in Midnight, yes, we're going to be returning to the lands.
I'd love to see how this goes.
The lands around Silvermoon, the lands of Kel'Thalas, and we will see how they have changed in the time since the Draenei arrived and the Blood Elves entered into World of Warcraft in 2007. But also we're going to expand and reimagine them. Same with Northrend in Last Titan. So no time travel here, only moving forward.
I love that.
Yeah, and since I'm sure people will have a thought on a follow-up, we'll absolutely make sure that you can, dynamic fly and kind of traverse around those spaces as you would expect, since right now I know in kind of some of those older spaces that's not currently available, but that's part of the fun of revisiting those spaces is not only bringing them up.
I'm looking forward to Quaffle for sure.
How they look, but also, like Ian mentioned, making them kind of come to current day in terms of the timelines, as well as allowing all those cool features.
Yeah. Imagine flying north from the Plaguelands and finding yourself in the space north of the Plaguelands without a load screen. Crazy.
Our next question is Zella from the guild Almost Sane. In the deep dive, it was mentioned that some flying mounts would be ineligible for dynamic flight due to animation concerns. Could we get some examples of this?
So I think adding dynamic flight to a mount, it does require a new custom suite of animations for banking and everything else. For some of our flying mounts, that's more challenging than others. There's some that
The flying disc mount. Let's see this in dynamic flying, guys.
are just simply more awkward to have.
It wouldn't make sense.
Reasonable. Think mechanized or
I was
very
Nim's head.
stuff like that, exactly. And so we're working through that process. Our goal is we would love to eventually be able to say all of them, any mount that can fly can also dynamic fly, but we have some challenges to work through before we can completely commit to that. So just trying to be reasonable and setting expectations. We're definitely going to come out the gates with hundreds of mounts that can do both, but we'd love to get to 100% eventually.
Yeah, I mean, the goal philosophically with mounts is always that they be, a choice. It's a collection. It's something that I want to choose based on an aesthetic. We don't want there to be objectively, right or wrong choices when it comes to mounts. So, we really want to get as many of these mounts into players' hands that can dynamically fly, but also, even if we can't quite hit 100%, we feel like it's very awesome to be able to provide a lot of these other cool ones like we saw.
Flying dismount ain't getting dynamic, bro.
I'm stoked for those to come out.
It's a big deal. I love it. I'm so excited. Our next question from Moonfire from the guild Karazhan Chess Club. Love that guild name, by the way. Are Delve Gear Rewards going to be done in a raid lockout style, daily
Cool
mythical
question.
style, or something new?
I wasn't thinking of this.
Yeah, so caveat here, this is all subject to change based on player feedback. We're excited to get this into players' hands with, alpha and beta as soon as possible. Currently, what we're thinking is that you'll be able to run delves kind of as much as you would like. We don't want to have lockouts or anything on those. But as I mentioned, there will be these keys that you can collect, both rare and epic keys. An epic key would probably be something that is, like given from the Aiding the Accord style quest, like on a weekly cadence, where the rare keys you can earn from doing activities in the outdoor world, and those are a bit more repeatable. And the gear would most likely be coming from those big, locked chests. But you would still be able to earn things like reputation, faction, a lot of other stuff from running a delve, as well as just if you want to kind of like see how high you can push in your progression, you'll be able to do that whenever you feel like it. You won't need keys to get in there.
So basically, short answer is yes, there is going to be a lockout on gear, because if you fully just want to gear in outdoor content, it gives you the same item level gear as the current season in PvE and PvP. That wouldn't make sense, because why? Well, you would outgear the PvP and PvE within a week if you just want to farm delves. So yes, there is a lockout. Now, what he's saying is you can continue to run delves for things like reputations, currencies, etc. You can technically just do the same thing in the other stuff. So
so that's
gear,
the current plan
that's a different.
in terms of the rewards and the items.
Common sense, peeps. Common
flow.
sense.
And of course, you'll be able to get gear from the Great Vault from the delves.
Yeah.
And the current plan there is that you'll be able to kind of fill that outdoor row bar from doing any number of those outdoor activities. But the we call it high water mark, right? How high of the eye level you're going to see from the delve or from the outdoor row would be from how challenging of a delve you might have done for the week.
All right, our next question from Akacha from Alex Draws a server. Do the hero spec trees mean we will get some of the old playstyles back, such as dual-wield survival hunter or two-hand enhancement shaman?
This is a fun question.
Don't know if you can answer it.
Early on, one of the ideas I loved was, we were talking about Priest and we were talking about Anduin, and we saw him in his kind of like battle gear, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to have a Priest in plate armor? Like, look at Anduin, how cool is that? And then the more we got to talking about that, the more we were like, that would cause such massive itemization concerns, right? Like, we all meme about like hunter loot, but like the problems that could occur just in terms of like getting gear for different specializations based on, wait, just because you're a different hero spec, suddenly you need this item that I'm not used to people needing. So we wanted to really avoid any of those kind of problems. We do think it's a fun space to explore, but that's not currently something that we would do with hero talents. If we wanted to make a change like that, we would want to make it much more global, so that was a lot more understandable.
Our next question from Solanus from France.
Yes.
Will archaeology make a comeback?
I've already
in the
seen
World of
this.
So archaeology, as it's been known in the past, I think the triangulation minigame, I do not think is likely to return in that form. I think when we look at archaeology, we understand, we hear these questions, understand the desire for and the interest in both the fantasy.
They know no one likes it, and it's
uncovering
pointless.
and unearthing aspects of Azeroth's history and the cultures that have lived here for centuries.
Secrets of
thousands
Azeroth.
years. Also, it's a chance to collect some cool cosmetics and more. So I think we're looking for different vehicles and different outlets for that gameplay, for those rewards. It's not hard to imagine, delves scratching a little bit of that itch as we're journeying with Bran into some of these vaults and locations throughout Khazalgar that we might, in addition to loot and other things, be piecing together some pieces of a larger narrative and relics of the past. And it's something that the team doesn't want to let go of, entirely. But the feedback we heard by and large about the triangulation minigame was that it was frankly more tedious than fun. And that was, I think, the majority opinion. I know that there's a minority who loved it, but I think we, in this case, are listening to and are guided by the feedback that we're hearing in aggregate.
There actually will be a, not archaeology, but a fun feature that is going to help scratch at that itch that Ian was talking about and really dive into some more like of the lore of the world in one of those future updates for Dragonflight called Azerothian Archives, which is, you know, an opportunity for us to kind of take another view at how we might implement something like that. So I'm excited for people to see that, and please give us feedback, and that if that's something that you enjoy or like and want to see more of. You know, we're always talking about ways to kind of add depth to the world and add, you know, just the discoverability of some of the story of, you know, these spaces that we're visiting to have so much history and life to them, and having ways to discover that is always something that we're talking about. How can we inject into the world?
Yeah, more info on that coming soon.
Our next question comes from Harrison B. from the Wormrisp Record server. Going into the War Within, are there measures in place to ensure accuracy with previous storylines?
Yeah, I think yes, always, right? We have a vast team of actual literal, you know, lore historians in our story and franchise development group. We have a fellow by the name of Christopher Metzen, who knows a thing or two about
I don't know about that guy.
broad part of Warcraft history. And yeah, just an amazing team of narrative and quest designers and folks who really live and breathe World of Warcraft lore. It's a big, complex space to keep track of. You know, obviously, we will occasionally miss things. Cue red shirt guy, but you know, by and large, we do everything in our power to keep it all straight and make sure that, you know, we're not forgetting anybody. I think something that Taryn Gregory focuses on in particular these days, which is particularly awesome, is really tracking and charting the character arcs of all of our major characters, kind of diagramming that out, understanding who's going to be in the background at a given time, who's going to be in the forefront and central to the story, making sure, again, that we're not forgetting anyone, and that if we reach a juncture in our narrative where it just really makes sense for a certain character to be there, they would not have sat idly by while something happened, we're going to make sure that we, you know, pay that off and don't neglect it. So, yeah.
And also that they're speaking with one voice, right? When you have a team as awesome and as, you know, epic as the World of Warcraft team, there's often multiple people.
I agree with that.
Individual characters, and making sure that
The World of Warcraft team is extremely.
is something that the
I
team's
mean,
really been
Blizzard Entertainment as a whole.
I really want to see Taryn's document on how he tracks all that.
Yeah, they think Always Sunny whiteboard meme, basically. Pretty close.
All right, we have our one last question. It's from Wow from Discord. Any chance on porting the multi-stage casting mechanic from Evoker to other classes? I'd love to see it on Chaos Bolt.
No!
No plans to extend that out.
Go away!
You know, when we have new kind of iconic mechanics like that for classes, we like to kind of keep them sacred for a little while. And, you know, we're not quite out of that window yet, but it's certainly something that trust me, the team has talked about, and they're excited to explore in different spaces. You know, there's obvious examples.
If you do that, you're going to have to absolutely dumb down the specs. Evoker's got absolute pointless rotations. The rotations are based off of the triple cast. It's, bro, you got to dumb down. Bro, Demonology is like 10 times the amount of spells and buttons than an Evoker.
It's like, you know, Chaos Bolt's a fun one, but also Hunters are one that
I know Destruction's a lot less than Demonology, but still.
It's very iconic in terms of gaming mechanics. So
no.
Definitely something we're talking about.
Do not.
Something that we're looking to extend in the War Within.
Please, no.
Thank you so much, guys, for talking about the War Within today.
Thank you all for the amazing questions. This is really just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's so exciting for us to pull back.
These three are awesome, by the way.
What we've been working on and what's coming your way next year. I know there's many more.
If I could meet anyone, Eon would be definitely one. Just to meet him, just to say thank you.
Kind of continue the conversation as we move ahead towards Alpha in the spring.
Yeah, what he said. Thanks for being here.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to have a Q&A with the Warcraft Classic team.
Yay. All right. That's cool.
Let's jump into a Q&A with the Classic team. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I am Ana Resendes, one of the 2 lead software engineers in the World of Warcraft Classic team.
Hi, I'm Clay Stone, Associate Production Director on the WoW Classic team.
And I'm Tim Jones. I'm the Assistant Lead Game Designer on the World of Warcraft Classic team.
Thank you for joining. Let's go straight into the questions now. Our first question is from many players all around the world. Why didn't you announce Wrath Era rounds?
This is gonna hurt.
We in the classic team is the moment where we're having the most offerings we have ever had in the past. You know, we get to have the new season coming up, hardcore. You can also go to the classic era servers, Wrath of the Lich King, and then Wrath of the Lich King is going to be moving into Cataclysm. So when thinking about all these offerings that the classic team has,
if Burning Crusade went Wrath of the Lich King, he's gonna have to go. Sorry, everybody. But hopefully, in the future, they bring it back. All of it as their individual eras. But I'm just going to say this now. And individual eras as their end game. Not release it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just let it go, guys. Just let it go.
It's just about not wanting to further fragment the population and where people want to join into this journey. So we currently don't have plans to do so. That said, on the technical side, when we implemented Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, we were like super focused to make sure that whenever we want to bring those experiences again, it's going to be not such a hard time as it was the first time. Like we implemented it with in mind that it's going to come back at some point.
Our next question is from McCulloch from the EU server of Ravencrest. Can you please share more specifically what is your current idea on the increased leveling speed from 1 to 80?
Yeah, so, you know, whenever we bring an expansion like Burning Crusade or Wrath Classic and now Cataclysm Classic, we feel like we have a really good opportunity to sort of reframe that expansion, and that's sort of where the genesis for a lot of our hashtag some changes come from. And when we think about the leveling speed, when we think about Cataclysm specifically, there's a renewed focus on Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor and that level 1 to 60 journey. That the level 60 to 80 journey being spent in Outland and in Northrend kind of doesn't feel like it's a part of. So what I would expect is for that level 1 to 60 journey with its hundreds of new quests, we expect a lot of players to be there, either brand new players or returning players, and we might not make as many adjustments to that 1 to 60 portion, although I will say we've been incredibly pleased with how well Joyous Journeys has been received every time that we've been able to bring it back for Wrath. It's actually live right now in Wrath Classic, so I would expect to see that from time to time for that level 1 to 60 journey. But the focus, I think, of our leveling changes there are really going to be focused on that Outland and Northrend experience before players return from Northrend at level 80 to complete their level 80 to 85 journey in the main 2 continents of Azeroth. So I would expect to see just some experience increases there, similar to what you would see with Joyous Journeys. Not to take away from any of the content in those level bands, but certainly to get people a little bit quicker to that 80 to 85 portion once they reach that section.
Our next question is from Tom L. on ATH server. What will be done to make guilds more accessible and useful in Cata?
Yeah, so this is another one.
These questions are a bit
look back at
sus.
the original Cataclysm. There's 2 sort of components that we think about guilds from. One, making smaller guilds more viable or on more of an equal playing field as the larger guilds, and then 2, reducing some of the toxicity that was kind of introduced back then. If we look at that one first, there was a guild perk that existed where for however many members you had within your guild, every time that they would loot gold, the guild would receive a portion or a percentage of that. And so it basically then made it super impactful or important for a lot of guilds just to spam invites and try to get as many members as possible. Right. I think that's certainly one area that we want to address. And then the other section on the smaller guilds, there are guild experience caps, both daily and weekly, and challenges that players are being tasked with to overcome on a weekly basis. And the larger guilds have a much easier time being able to do that. So I would expect that as we look at what we can do there, I would expect that some of those challenges or experience gains or the
I missed the guild that I had in Cataclysm.
experience caps, maybe adjusted so that smaller guilds can participate in that and unlock some of the perks on a more equal playing field.
It felt like
All right, our next question is from Awesome on the Paddle server.
it felt like the guild that I had back then. It felt like a GTA roleplay guild, and it wasn't really roleplaying though.
Yeah, short answer, yes. We're planning on doing
It
that.
was weird. It was just like the sense of
That's a
I
short answer.
created a guild with the purpose of
Our next question's from Lilyberry on
leading it on my own time
Is
to
there
do
any
stuff.
solution
It was
coming in
weird.
Cat
I
for
loved
the
it
gear
though.
score meta, making it impossible to gear up alts because I get constantly rejected by groups.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Answer to this is get good, fam.
content that was both part of Wrath of Lich King Classic, like the Titan Room dungeon
Just get
system.
good. It's not that hard.
really
Get your
allowed
gear
players
score up, my
to
guy.
Continue to explore dungeon groups now through the random dungeon finder. There's more ease for
You,
players to get.
I don't get why people think they're allowed to do everything.
And really,
If you're
the
not good,
items
you
that
can't do
need
it.
to
So
be able
stop.
To eventually jump into raids.
Yeah, and this is something that we're gonna keep monitoring through our.
Don't monitor it. If people suck,
You
they
know,
suck.
not just when Cataclysm starts, but also when the pre-patch comes in.
I can't do
and
mythic
people might be
keys
coming back to the
at
game and trying to
20 plus. Why?
experience
Because
like all the
one, I don't
content.
want
So we're
to.
gonna be looking into it and making sure that.
And that's
there are
actually mainly
ways
why.
on the looks
I
of
could do it
the
if I
ways
wanted to.
that,
But my character's not
ways that,
capable.
like as Tim mentioned, the Titan Room dungeons.
Because I'm not farming the
something
15
that-
to
there's always,
19s
like,
to
different
gear up
steps
for the
to get
20s.
there. We know that Titan Room dungeons, we acknowledge that they might be a little bit of a steep step for a newer character, so you can always start, your journey going into.
It's like I should have said raiding. I don't do mythic high-end mythic raids because I don't farm heroics to do the mythic.
That will be coming into Cataclysm in a different form.
Our next question comes from SageMan1923 on the Classic WoW subreddit. Could we possibly get a roadmap of the future level caps?
Yes.
Yeah, so Season of Discovery and the level caps. I guess just to recap sort of what those level caps are, we're starting at level 25. After level 25, we're going to raise the level cap to 40, we're going to raise it to 50, and then we're going to raise it to 60, and of course have all of the endgame content after 60. When we think about the timing for those, we're not ready just yet to say when they're coming. There's an element of flexibility in there that we want to be able to maintain. Part of the
I think it's just because they just want to see people get an opportunity with the player base to complete the content, and then once they've seen enough people complete the content, they'll release the next one, and that's how it should be. It's a fun, simple side game for Blizzard Entertainment, and that's how I think that's what he's about to say.
inspiration for this was back when the original Classic beta was live prior to its launch in 2019. It was so cool to see the new metas that developed and what an end game at level 30 or level 40, I think it was, were the two level caps that we used, what that looked like. So when we think about the roadmap and the timetable for when we'll be increasing these level caps for Season of Discovery, we really want to give enough time for that meta to develop and for players to be able to experience that end game at each of these level caps. So you won't have to wait too long, but we want to give it a little bit more time to see how the first one at level 25 performs, and kind of use that as a basis for when we want to start moving on to the next ones.
Our next question from Osidai on the Crom Crush server. Will content from previous level caps remain relevant from chapter to chapter as the level cap is increased?
Yeah, absolutely. The beauty of making level up content is that we're adding new things to the outdoor world, and even as phases progress and people jump in that weren't playing in phase 1, or people making alts because they can't wait to see what kind of runes that other classes have to offer. They're going to be leveling through Azeroth again, and the new content, the new rune discoveries that we added to zones all throughout the world, people get to experience that. So that will definitely be relevant content to the level up experience all throughout the lifespan of Season of Discovery. We also hope that the content like our level up raids that people feel comfortable incorporating those into their level up journeys. So if you're in phase 2 or beyond and you can get a group together in your mid 20s, then why not run Black Fathom Deeps a couple times, get a couple great pieces of gear and use that to help
That's kinda
level
cool.
yourself up.
Get one of those like new items that we're creating.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, our next question is from Malzar with the guild Jolly Roger. They ask, is it reasonable to assume that classic raids will eventually come to Season of Discovery as well, such as being able to acquire Atiyesh?
Yeah. So yes, absolutely. So many of those raids are so iconic. We absolutely want to include them. I think at this point, thinking about the Season of Discovery twist on everything, it's possible that they could also come with some changes. When we think about that, we think about some of the work that we did on Season of Mastery as kind of being within the realm of adjustments or additions that we might make to them. But on the flip side, we're still discussing it, and we recognize that players' characters that'll be coming to each of these are going to have access to tons of new abilities, and that's kind of going to bring a fresh spin on these raids as they exist without any changes or additions. So something that we're still in discussion on, but the raids will absolutely be there.
Malzar has a second question, and they ask, are there any plans to introduce any new legendary items for Season of Discovery, such as the original Ashbringer or Frostmourne?
It's a big maybe. I think we're so excited to explore sort of the unfinished storylines or quests that abruptly ended, like what's behind the gates of Timbermaw Hold in Azshara, or why does the quest line for the Shade of Aranicus gem abruptly end in Winter Spring? We're super excited to explore continuing those storylines or quests when it's appropriate and when it is respectful of content that was eventually explored in future expansions.
Our next question comes from Sir Thunderpaws on the Classic WoW subreddit. What are you going to do to address gold inflation, gold buying, and botting?
Yeah. So this kind of activity and the impact that it has is incredibly important to us. Not just as developers of the game, but also as players of the game ourselves. So it's something that the team is incredibly focused on, almost nonstop. When we think about this, and we think about the tools that we have at our disposal, it gets challenging to get into specifics on it, because the more that we talk about it and the more that we talk about how we work on this or the areas
I was about to say this.
that we work on to help address it, the more self-defeating it can become because of that level of insight that we're giving into it. So I would say that I'm sure some players have noticed the occasional instance where an instance might close for a little bit with not very much warning, and then may reopen. Those could be areas where some of our team are making some changes due to some activity that we've seen in those spaces. I think part of the challenge really is that communication problem that we come across. We're trying to find ways to be more communicative about our efforts. One of the things that we started doing several months ago is working with our community team to post the monthly number of accounts that have been actioned to kind of give some of that visibility into the work that our team and our partner teams are doing in this area. I think bottom line, we recognize that this is a battle, and we recognize that it's a battle that's not going to stop, but we are up to the challenge. This is one that we are not going to stop fighting. The team is committed to it. Our partner teams are committed to it.
There's not much that they can do, so I mean, them just trying to do something about it, that's, people can't expect it to go away.
On the technical side of things, we're always looking into different options on how to increase all of the code and like the systems that we have in place, and
She's gotta be
it's
careful.
always part of like our tasks that we always are looking into, and we work really closely with you know, the modern side of the game too, because to kind of have a concrete and like unified front into this battle.
Our next question comes from the BG Hero on the Classic WoW subreddit. How do you plan to balance factions for World PvP and Season of Discovery?
Yeah, so this is a fun one. I want to start kind of just talking about servers or realms for a second. I don't think a lot of players realize, because we've only talked about it once or twice publicly, but when we were developing hardcore realms, we were actually able to develop quite a bit of technology and new methods to raise the realm caps for the number of concurrent players that we can have connected to a single realm at a time.
I noticed that. That's why there's only 2.
Substantially. So when you look at the number of realms that we launched with on hardcore, it may seem like there's only a couple, but they can actually hold a far greater number of players at a single time than we had ever previously been able to achieve on previous classic realms. So that's certainly something that we want to employ when it comes to Season of Discovery. It's kind of like we want to do as few realms as possible while still being able to get everybody in who wants to play. Now that being said, I'm also not an engineer, so Anna, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that or about the PvP side of things and how that's going to...
Yeah, I mean, we hope that with these, the population kind of regulates a little bit more, knowing that like with less options to choose from, we have seen these in data before, right? When there's not as many servers to choose from the beginning, kind of like the factions start balancing a little bit more. So that's our hope with all these improvements that we're doing. The other thing too is that the World PvP event that it's currently being developed, and well, actually it's ready to go for level 25. It actually doesn't start until both factions get to a certain threshold. So we're hoping that when the event starts, it's going to be at a balanced place and a balanced battle. And of course, we're going to be keeping a close eye on it and just making sure, like, hey, is this working? Do we need to do any adjustments to the World PvP event that might, you know, help?
I remember back in the day, they used to give buffs to the opposite faction in Wintergrasp, and it was always Alliance when they couldn't get it.
That balance. And
So I think that's something they could look into again, but that was not a great fix. That was like a band-aid fix.
The server population plus also the new events and all of those kind of things.
I think limiting servers is an easy way to do it.
Watching those streams on that World PvP event.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And that's like what is so much fun about Classic is that it's like, I think of PvP in Classic as being like World PvP and those like epic battles with a bunch of people out there in the world. So it's gonna be really fun. Very excited.
Our next question comes from Arithma from the Guild After Dark. Are there any plans to buff and or tune both instance and open world content
Stupid
to make
question.
up for the large number of buffs coming to every class?
Yes, absolutely. You know, we want the world of Classic to feel both exciting and challenging to players, and especially as we're adding new content to the open world, really encouraging people to go into all the nooks and crannies of different zones looking for these new runes. Players are going to get a decent amount of power from those runes, and so we want to not one-to-one counterbalance the difficulty of outdoor content. We want players to feel an increase in power, but we within reason. So where it's appropriate, we have the power to adjust the HP and the damage of creatures in the outdoor world. Now, as for tuning of our raids, we also want our raids to be challenging. We also want them to be approachable, but especially for rewards, we want to make really cool items and rewards for people to be excited about and go after in these dungeons. And so we want the challenge of the bosses to reflect the power of the rewards that we're handing out.
Our next question comes from RoarG90 on the WoW Classic subreddit. Is there a possibility we can see two-handed enhancement shaman viable as DPS?
You know, the modifications necessary to make both There's a lot of modifications necessary to make both two-handed enhancement shamans and dual-wield enhancement shamans viable. For Season of Discovery in particular, we've focused more on modeling after the Burning Crusade version of enhancement shaman. We're keying off of runes like Lava Lash and dual-wield specialization. To get two-handed enhancement shaman working properly, we'd probably have to add like a 5th rune to some of the armor slots to make that work. You know, that's not in our plans currently, but it's an intriguing possibility. And you know, on the Classic team, we're always listening to feedback of our players. So if that's something that players are passionate about and want, please tell us.
Oh, we will. Just you wait. Just you wait. Our next question comes from Beth F. on Senjin. Will there be a Scarlet Monastery?
Oh.
You know,
that'd be too good.
The content that we mistakenly teased at BlizzCon, it really represents just a huge aspirations that we have on the Classic team. You know, the treatment that we gave the Black Fathom Deeps raid, it represents just what we're willing to do to existing content. I'm so excited for players to be able to see our discoveries that they didn't get to see at the convention or BlizzCon, because they're really a great example of the level of detail and care and love that we're putting into making brand new content. And all of that to say, there's a deep desire among us on the Classic team to make brand new, never before seen Classic raid content for Season of Discovery. There's nothing to announce at this time, but we're definitely excited and have big aspirations.
Our next question comes from Felich on Kazakh. In Season of Discovery, will I be able to find runes that make Smite Holy Priest DPS viable, or is Holy Disc meant to be healers?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the beauties of Season of Discovery and like having all these rune systems, is that the runes are not specialized depending on what talents you choose. So there's like certain runes that if you read about them, they're more like DPS focused, like Homunculus. And then there's other ones that are more healer based focus, like Penance or Prayer of Mending, right? But the idea is that you can mix and match them all, right? So you can be a Discipline Priest or a Holy Priest and go and pick the more on the shadowy side, on the DPS side, and there's nothing stopping you. So you can go and still heal with your abilities, but then also pick some of the DPS ones and still have the same ability as them. And on the opposite side too, right? If you're playing a Shadow Priest, maybe you also want to have a Penance here and there and like play with it, and maybe you're even more of a hybrid of a healer / DPS.
Our next question comes from Marcos from the Guild From the Ashes. I heard on the stream that with Season of Discovery, the sky is the limit. If so, what is the most radical change you'd be willing to implement?
That's a great question, Marcos. You know, we really want to double down on the philosophy of the world as the main character in Season of Discovery. And you know, the beauty of getting to work on level banded content phases as a designer is that we get to focus on one section of the game at a time as it's relevant to players while they're leveling up. And whether that content, you know, manifests itself as outdoor world PvP or new world bosses, new rewards, new contests, we're gonna do our best to figure out where that content fits best within our new level banded content phases.
Our next question comes from Viaprax on the EU server Stormreaver. For the season server, will racials be rebalanced?
That's a fantastic question. You know, racials are incredibly important to, you know, solidifying the fantasy.
There's no need to change them.
You're playing, whether you're a Tauren with Warstomp or
Hey, come on, man. That's a dumb question.
It really defines your character. But at the same time, we we know that a lot of people choose certain races because it's the optimal choice, and we know
And those are dumb people.
they love choosing the optimal choice. So
Play what you want.
With that said, we're not going to do anything.
They don't make that much of a
specifically
difference,
to
these
racials as
racials.
they currently exist on characters. However, some of the things that players rely on racials to do, certain stat bonuses like weapon skill that orcs and humans get with axes and swords and maces, we aim to assist with where people have access to those stats through the rewards in our level upgrades and discoveries that people find while leveling, so people won't feel forced to, get the Edge Master's handguards in order to be viable if you chose the race that you want to play because you like their racial abilities or you just like how they look. Another topic on the point of racial abilities is priests. Priests have a wide variety of unique racial abilities specific to their race and class. One of the things that we haven't really gotten into details about in Season of Discovery are the rune acquisitions themselves and how some classes have some very unique ceremony associated with learning their runes. And priests are one of those. They'll be encouraged to go into the world and learn about the religions and the faiths of the different races of Azeroth. And so this is not planned for the level 25 phase, but in future phases we're open to exploring priests perhaps getting access to the priest racials of other races in the journey of that religious exploration that they have to do.
All right, we have one last question, and this is from Tyranny533 on the Classic WoW subreddit. Will Season of Discovery end with server wipes like Season of Mastery, or will servers stay open for future content once the level 60 phase is out?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We're really excited to have the level content facing that we're.
It depends on how popular it
so
is.
we're really hoping to.
Season of Mastery was not.
How players are interacting with the content release.
So there was no reason to keep it.
It is a season, right? So it is set up to be temporary. We always guarantee you that you're gonna be able to keep the characters that you create one way or another. How that's gonna look, it's not solidified yet. We're still talking, and we're gonna be seeing, as I mentioned, monitoring through all these phases, seeing how people are engaging, see what people love the most. So then we can find these characters a place, right? So keeping an eye on it. We don't have final plans on it, but we guarantee you that your character is gonna be able to go one way or another. And of course, if there's like something that everybody just loves so much and they don't want to see gone, we're definitely going to talk about different options on how we can allow players to keep having the fun that they're having. Yeah.
That wraps up our Q&A session. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Not bad. Classic was a bit boring. There wasn't really much, like, the questions were just dead. But overall, I mean, War, for World of Warcraft, that one was actually fun to watch with Ian. It was simple. It was simple. But other than that, it feels a bit weird staring at a screen that's paused with 4 people just staring straight into the camera. So I'm about to end this one. But if you guys got any questions, post down below, and I'll be sure to respond as quickly as I can. Alright, that's going to be it for the watching for the day. I'm going to be right back. I've got to set up some Warcraft Rumble. So yeah, let's go ahead.
want some new nails, new bundles, new boobs.
Alrighty, so I'm on phone mirror. I'm trying to figure out how this works before we get started. So what you guys heard in the background, I figured out how the audio works. Now I have to figure out how everything else works. There's something not. Oh, it is this. There you go. There's my phone. I figured it out. Pop, 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 pop. Alright, well, this is what we got. We got cooking. We got some Warcraft Rumble. My first time playing it, so hopefully the stream goes well. We'll see how long we got. I have chat open, but let's go ahead and minimize this. I can just focus on chat itself. You know what? Just pop out chat. What am I doing? Is there a way to pop it out? Pop it out, pop it out. Can I pop out chat? Please? No? That's a bit lame. Come on. Bro, let me chat pop out. No. Give me chat pop out, you bum. I'm pissed. What if I go to settings? I want to make sure before I start playing that I'm ready to go. And right now, I'm not ready to go. It is what it is. Let's just copy this. I'm assuming this is my restream chat. So if I paste this into a new tab, I got just chat. Oh, it's so small. Nope, never mind. Alright, well, we're gonna have to do it this way then. That works. That works. Works good enough. We go boom and bam. And let's hope this works. Alrighty. Warcraft Rumble. Yeah, I'm gonna have to connect my Blizzard account. So let's go ahead and minimize that really quick. Let's connect it to my main account. There's no reason to not connect it to my main account. And now, I believe we can bring it back. Ooh, it's actually kind of good playing with my headset. This is actually pretty good. Jeez. The quality on my phone is endgame, bro. This is really good. But yeah, just to give you guys a heads up, we're going to be playing Warcraft Rumble tonight. This is the first time playing it. As you guys can see, we got the intro cinematic going on right now. Have no clue what to expect. I tried looking at the Warcraft Rumble forums. They only have technical support and basically support forum pages. There's no like general discussion, so you can't really see people's reviews on the game. There's a lot of bugs though that I've noticed, like big bugs where things can't get completed. So hopefully that's not the case, but I hope you guys enjoy the game. You know what, let's turn it up this way. But turn it down from this point of view. I think that's better. I hope. I'm actually looking forward to this. It's a brand new game. Mobile game, sadly. meaning you can't play it on my PC. So I wish I had the ability to play it on like the Google Play Beta or something like that, so I can just use my computer to stream it and record it, but gotta play on the phone. But I'm alright with that. What's going on? This sounds weird. Deploy the ranged troll to take out flying enemies. I've just realized. Pause. I've just realized sound quality is coming from this and not that anymore. And I don't know why. I'm gonna try to figure that one out really quick. What's the reason for sound quality not working? Let's see if I go to here. System audio, why don't I hear it? What's going on? Like, why? Alright, well, I mean, go to settings, music on, sound effects on, help support privacy. Everything was working good until the game started. I'm confused. And I do apologize, guys, but I'm going to try to fix this before we continue. And if I can't fix it, I have a backup idea, but it's a bit of an annoying one. Because I know you guys can hear it right now through my microphone, but that's not what I want. Well, for now, let's do it that way. Move this back. I don't need this anymore. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Can't do much about it right now. Oh, I just realized I have chat on fucking OBS, so I don't need it. Alright, let's quickly restart this. Continue. What happens if we restart? I get to do that again, no? I would hope so. I don't want to miss out on it. Yay! Alright. So, I'm going to turn down the volume. You guys are just going to be hearing me. But next time I play this, I'm going to have a looped audio in the background that has this type of quality of content in mind. But I could get it going right now, to be honest with you. But I don't want to... You know what? I can find something. We'll restart it one more time. I got an idea. I can loop audio this. Let's see. What loop audio do we need? I want to hear it too, so... Yep, let's do it. You know what? I'm gonna hear it. I might as well. That's kind of good. Alright, let's do one more restart. And we're good to go. I'll fully mute it from here. Alright. Let's go. First game. Let's see. What do we got? Let's go ahead and start. A little bit of an intro. Add the troll. And then I'm going to add the flying. So they're to take out those guys. And I'm assuming they're just going to take out the enemy themselves. Do I want to place more? Oh, I want to place this guy. Hogger looks cool. Oh, wait. Oh, I can see what I'm getting on the left. Okay, I've just realized that. And then the hearts are the amount. Okay. Alright, I've got it. I'm figuring it out. I just don't know the type advantages. So I'm assuming flying's better than swords. Swords better than arrows. Arrows are better than are to get the flying. So I would want against a flying type. Oh, let's just place that. Let's just place that. I can see on the bottom left. It's giving you like that rock, paper, scissors vibes. So they sent out a flying. I'm gonna want a sword. I mean, an arrow guy, but I don't have one. So put out a flying to counter a flying. Now I have one, but we've already completed that. All right, makes sense. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right, time for some XP. I just gotta learn. It's kind of like typings in Pokemon. I just gotta learn that type of stuff. Leveling up increases attack damage and health, of course. That was just kind of a little bit of an intro, though. You gotta learn sometime. I have no clue what Warcraft Rumble has in store for me, but stay tuned for some Warcraft Rumble content. If you guys want to see some more, please like the video, comment down below. Again, I'm here to just have fun, explore, and see what we got. Alright, win battles to make progress towards daily rewards. You just earned progress for defeating Padfoot. Let's go win some more. I mean, I would love to. So Gold 2 is the only one that I have unlocked right now. Go ahead and play. Oh, Kobold Tang, but he got the dynamite. Alright, let's go to start. I'm assuming before you click start, you want to utilize the looking at the map to kind of see and make your moves. But so melee plus range combo will help us capture the tower and deploy minis closer to Goldtooth. Okay. I want to put a flying. Kobolds can mine gold from these gold veins. Alright, so I want to put kobolds in to go get that. I want to know what this 2 does. Can I place it? I don't know what it does though. Oh, I can move the map. I'm so dumb. So I should be able to place things. What is that going to do? Boom! Bam. Oh, those are like special abilities. Okay, those are like abilities. Good to know. And once you've captured points, you're just gonna go clap some cheeks at that point. Alright, I mean, I'm learning. I have no clue what things do though, so I'm gonna eventually have to like dig in and look at the details on some of these. Chain lightning, okay, that's what that was. gonna be I treat this as like a very chill game. Alright, so they want me to click on it again. Claim my rewards from Goldtooth. You just earned an Onyxia sigil. You can see what getting more sigils unlocks by tapping the sigils icon above. Alright, so we got all of these. So this is the map. Oh shit, they've got both. But they got just like the main things on each. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see, can I like explore and see what else I have access to, or do I have to just continue? This is probably like the intro, this whole thing. So what happens if I click on my profile? What do we got? So we got my profile. I could unlock these, but I currently have nothing, so I'm going to have to continue with that. That's my battle.net. If you guys want to add me, not a guild member, guilds unlock at 10, okay. Collection level benefits. What does this mean? Collection level increases with mini levels in rarity, okay. Collection level benefits, new unit bonus, quest, okay. Current army. Average level is 1.2, average cost is 2.6. This is probably a master on the left. But here, I can see the army, but I can't necessarily see what they do. I can't click on them to see what they do here, so hold off on that. Go to settings. Oh, these are my settings. Fanny filter, nah. Notifications, why not? So that's that. Then we got this. This is kind of sigil unlock. So at 2, next unlock first leader. 4, grid, 3 gifts. This is kind of like a battle pass with 160 sigils by completing. That's kind of like a battle pass of some sort. Then you got your coins, get your lightning, whatever that's going to be for. I mean, a lot of this I haven't unlocked yet, so I have no clue what any of this is for. PvP can't click, quest can't click. This is like my... Okay, I have no clue what that's for. Modest Tome. Okay, so I have access to really nothing. I have to continue this Alwyn Forest grind. So let's go ahead and head on over to Mother Fang. Meeting stones are capturable. Deploy zones, but are easy to lose. Secure the high ground. Alright, that's cool. So each little map has a little bit of a different play style as well. But again, I just still don't know what my minis do. I'm slowly learning, but... Alright, so I see the... Okay, so high ground is what you want to be able to get there. There's Cobalt Mines, and I'm assuming the mines are what gives you the power to be able to use more minis. So you also want to go down there as well. Alright, so if I have kobolds, let's place kobolds. I don't have any kobolds, so let's go ahead and head it up with hogs. So again, I like on the bottom left how it shows me, alright, we got kobold, let's place that. And again, on the left side, it shows me what I can utilize. Let's protect those guys as well. I just chain lightninged all of those guys if they're gone. I'm very slow. Can I just not go there? Oh, I can. Oh, I put her in combat. Oh, I did not even notice. And I've already captured this, so... Okay, so Chain Lightning is a legit strike. She's able to just go straight into combat upon landing, which is really cool. So I can't place Hogger. He's just normal. He goes into Summoning Stone. Chain Lightning again. Utilize it if you want. I'm assuming my... Oh no, I can probably still utilize them back here to take advantage of that. Just kill that. Get it out of the... Ooh, it didn't kill it. And they're very... Okay, so they die very easily. I'm gonna need someone to defend. I'm getting the hang of it, but I'm pretty sure I've already got this one taken care of. But basically... one thing I've noticed is on the bottom left, I really love how they show the flying better than the let's just do it this way. Wings better than sword, sword better than bow and arrow better than wings. It's just like a rock, paper, scissors type of vibe to see what's better than what. I'm able to place her just straight in. Is she going to go down though? Yeah, she is. Bring in the flying, bring in the hogs. Get a little bit of... Oh, they've already taken that back. My bad. She's got like a special ability to be able to be summoned anywhere, so that's kind of cool. I'm able to chain lightning anywhere, which is also nice. Chain lightning's, it is what it is. It does what it does. Protect that guy if you can catch up. Also place her. Perfect timing. Sadly, the kobold's done. Get him in. Might as well attack. We're learning. Very slowly, but we're learning. I can start placing in front now. Hold up. There's no point. Chain lightning! So, I've got Hogger as like my melee. I've got the Griffin as like my flying. I've got my Troll as my long ranged. I've got the Gnome female as like a boss of my group that can be dropped anywhere to go do work. I have Chain Lightning, and then I have Kobolds that do my mining for the resources to be able to actually place my minis out onto the field. I'm learning. That's what I've got. I've already figured that much out. Claim reward. Oh! Choose your first leader. Leaders are powerful minis with unique abilities. They enhance your army and give new ways to play. Blood Mage Thalnos. Karen Bloodhoof or General Dracosoth. I already know who I'm picking, but I do want to see their abilities. So Karen's cost 5, not owned. Leader ability is Earth and Might. Your Horde troops have 20% increased health, so it's more Horde based. Traits, melee, tank, AoE, attack stun. Stats, pretty okay. Alright, that was my one I didn't want, so just give me a heads up. Got General, Leader ability, Banner of Flame. Nearby enemies take 50% more elemental damage. Eats Ragnaros for breakfast. I like this type of guy. One target, elemental, tank, melee, and resistance. And then, of course, alright. This is the one I want. Blood Mage Thanos. He looks cool. Dark Ritual. Thanos gains 1 level for each spell you play until death. Traits, range, AoE, elemental. Ooh. He's more... He just seems so cool, though. I like that. Let me know what you guys would have done. Ooh, I got a portrait. And more... Oh, let's go. The level ups. Very cool. Alright, we go here. Collect our Mother Fame rewards. Click back. So if we go to here. Go to here. That is the new portrait that I have unlocked. Alright, cool. Nothing else really to go there yet. Let's go back into the game. Ooh, hold up. First leader. Oh, these are tasks to do. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, not much we can do. It's forcing us to go take on the Dockmaster. Use switches to control which direction your minis will travel. Collect gold and avoid the barrels. But yeah, stay tuned. I mean, this is a game that I don't plan to remove from the channel. It's something that I'm looking forward to enjoying and playing. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. But again, if you got questions, just let me know. I'll be sure to respond as quickly as I can. And yeah, let me know what you guys want to see in Warcraft Rumble. But we definitely will be playing through the storyline and trying to complete as much as we possibly can and just have some fun and learn. you can change the direction of that switch to guide your minis. So what does that mean? Tap switches. Okay. That's the boss, I'm assuming. And then we've got a stone on the right and a couple of nodes on the left and one on the right. Let's go ahead and start. Don't have kobold. We are going to place you. We are going to place you. We are going to place you as well. We're going to place you on the right. I see chain lightning needed for those guys. Go ahead and place you as well. They look like they're coming on that side pretty heavily right now. I'm going to place you on the right. And then we're going to also go in, place her, and then wait for a Blood Mage Thanos because now I got the summoning stone. Alright, bring him in. Oh shit, he's almost taking damage like that. Protect him. Oh shit, he just got wiped off the fucking map, bro. You gotta protect this left side. Let's actually bring another one of you out. Hogger, go do some work while Kobold does his work. Work. Bring that out as well. They're not taking that stone just yet. Thanos, do this for right now. Stay back a little bit. I don't want to go full speed ahead. Actually, let's bring out a Hogger in front of Thanos. Ah, damn it. Get that node for me, please. I have nothing to take care of that. I'm taking damage! What do I do? I can't even get Blood Mage Thanos in to even have any purpose. That should be timed perfectly. Perfect. I can't get him in to do anything. There's like no purpose with Blood Mage Thanos. No, go that way. Can you fight? No, you don't fight. Oh, that's already dead. So chain lightning's really to be used for the chain purposes. I am now struggling. You know, I want Blood Mage, bro. Everybody keeps killing you in 2 seconds. You do a lot of damage, I'll give you that. But, bro, if a troll can kill you like that, what's the point of you? Put that back in straight. Thanos, you're ranged, bro. Come on. Alright, cool. Take that. The people that are really good at this game, endgaming it, playing during beta, they probably think, bro, this guy is terrible. Morgan the Collector. Morgan's henchman guards the side entrance. The road switch can be used to avoid the henchman. Okay. It just gives you a hint, I'm assuming. Blood Mage, bro, is ass cheek so far. Look around before starting. Yeah, that's what I was. 2 gold when open cannot be claimed by flying. Okay. That's the henchman. That's who you don't want to kill. So I can go to the side, but I can also skip the side. Alright, I want to take that right away. I want hardware on that left side, please. Taking that back. I'm lost on what I should be doing. Okay, now I can place from this point of view. Hit him. Alright, we don't need to go up there anymore so you can follow. Like, we don't need to go to the side anymore. Let me get a hogger out. Seems to be doing most of my work anyways. Everything here is good. I'm gonna drop, nope, we don't even have a node to get. Let's place that while we're at it. There we go. You can get that first one now. We already win. Oh my gosh, that was easy. I'm learning, but we're gonna get quicker and quicker. The more we do. I'm loving the game. It's I can tell Red Game's gonna be almost. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do it because I'm struggling right now learning what I'm doing, but it's fun. Check it out. The GRID is now open, aka the grid. You can find new minis here in the grid. Pick your favorite, add it to your collection. Do I have to? I don't want anything. There's only one I'm gonna pick from this. So build your collection. Accumulating new minis and upgrading the rarity builds your collection level, which improves future XP gains from all sources. Buying changes your shop options by shuffling items in the same row and column. Modest, major, and mega XP boosts grant XP to anything purchased from the same row or column. So if I click on this, I can get info on it. Okay. Resistance to elemental damage. Specializes in cleaving through armored enemies. Ooh, is that really tank? Melee, AoE, elemental resistance. So that would have been good with general. Hold on, 1 second. Don't needs. Alright. So, I mean, he would have probably been good with the general. Then you got Stonehoof, which is probably good with Carne, which I just don't want it anyways. Beefy Bruiser that would charge into battle and even charge while she's in battle. Traits, tank, melee, I mean, would have been good with Carne, but... And then you got this lowly common footman. Armored phalanx squad of steel, a great tank. I mean, none of these are amazing with Blood Mage. I'm just going to go with the common fire elemental for now. It is unlocked with the level ups. Free gifts are now available too. Check back often for freebies. XP bonus. Got a chain lightning level up and boost. Okay. This is quest. So I've pretty much completed like the intro. I'm now able to collect or click on a lot more stuff. So Blood Mage Thanos. Okay, so that's my setup. I mean, there's no reason to move or do anything. You don't have anything to move. Ooh, we got emotes. Okay. What are these? Troops. Oh, troops discovered that I haven't done, and then troops equipped. We got emotes. Swap with. I have nothing to. Oh, this is the. Okay. I got you. Exit out of that. Alright, that's cool. Let's go back to the map. I mean, there's no purpose of me doing anything besides completing this stuff in Elwyn Forest, because right now, looking at it, a lot of it is, there's nothing stopping me from continuing right now. Like, there's nothing for me to purchase, there's nothing for me to buy. I haven't had any, like, difficulties yet, so my plan is to continue progressing with what I have, and then once I'm, like, at a standstill, once I lose, once I can't progress, let's go ahead and look to see what we can do. But we got Hogger here. It's a hard mission. I believe this is endgame boss in L1 Force, of course. Ambush Hogger's patrol. Knowles haven't figured out how to look up yet. Time to crash the party. Let's go. Very cool, though. Very cool. But yeah, I feel like this is a type of game where it's going to take over the Summoner's War type of content, to where I always played a different game with Summoner's War. That was my other mobile game, and I've kind of ended that series for now. Hogger's patrol looks tough. Crash me on top of the troll to take him out. Okay, she gave me a hint there as well, but I don't remember what it was. What is this? Murloc Tidehunter, single target range, loves the sparrow. And he's already got his troops out. Of course, we got Hogger. We've got, it's a very simple map. So there's nodes on the right and left for mining. There's a switch on the right. If I really don't need to go... Do I need to kill the Tidehunters? I will find out. I have no clue what's going on. So let's see. So do we want to just place her out there right now? Oh shit. I'm already getting my tank out as well. You can go on the left. I think the Elemental came in clutch. I'm gonna have to sit back for a bit. I'm gonna keep that switch to the left though. Actually, go straight, go straight, go straight, go straight. Let me get, I don't have one, damn it. I want a mining, I'm gonna get one next, so. Ah, shit. This is needed. Didn't do enough. I need a miner out. I'm about to take massive L's right now. I need to get the tank out. I need to get the tank out. I need to get the tank out. Let me get the tank out! Keep them. Yep, they're done. Hey, he goes back and mines for me. You guys can go left, actually. No reason to place. Just summon her in. I love how she just gets brought into the fray. How did he get that kobold just out of nowhere there? I need to protect, and this is not looking good. Ah, damn it. Not much I can do here. You're gonna have to drop him out. Is he in there? Still getting hit, right? Nope. But he's getting blasted from behind. This is, bro, I'm struggling already. I'm dead. Okay, well, that is the part of the game where I am struggling. Okay, let's figure out what we can do to be able to progress forward. And now this is the point in time where I'm going to go through my whole user interface to kind of get the ideas of where everything is, to be able to buff my team, create a better team, and to move on forward to be able to take on that challenge. I mean, this is the first boss, and I'm already struggling to do it. So let's go ahead and head back. All right, starting off at the top left. Everything should be unlocked at this moment in time. So this just simply portraits. That should be my battle.net. What happens if I click it though? Currently logged in. Okay, I mean nothing really to change there. Not a guild member. Guild unlocks at 10. Okay. Collection level benefits. Same thing. Nothing's changed. We're currently 49 out of 50, and we're just almost to the next level, so we're waiting for that. But those again are going to be the benefits that you collect. Current army is this, so it's kind of like an average cost, average level, and an average of everything that I've currently got on my team. Looks like a good team, but I mean it's set in standard for right now. Settings, got music, sound effects, profanity filter, notifications. Okay, that makes sense. So I want all of these on then. Might as well keep them all on. There's no reason not to. I mean, I want to play the game. Keep the language the same. Download permission, keep that the same. Yeah. And then privacy settings, they're both good. Wait, guilds, disabled. Guild chat, disabled. Oh shit. Nice. I didn't know it would do that. I don't want to join a guild on this. So solo player for life. Unless guilds really needed. Just like it is in Summoner's War at one point, then yes. But early Summoner's War guilds were pointless. So yeah, back in we go. Make sure that. Okay. So everything is good here. Everything is good here. Perfect. Alright, then we got this. This is the Sigil Zerd. This is what we unlock throughout our playing. That's kind of like the set in stone play. Then you got all these currencies. I don't know what any of them do. Of course, you got the map. The only map that I have unlocked so far. I beat everything except for Hager. Can't really do anything else with the other ones because they're all locked up. But we'll stay there for now. But again, we got this whole map of Eastern and Kalimdor. So, Eastern Kingdom seems right here. Alright, so first leader, check. Modest Tome, we're waiting to do. Quest, 14, PvP, 8. Alright, so what's the chest for? This is the store. I currently have not enough to be able to purchase things. But other than that, the store resets at 12 a.m. So, not much I can do. Offer information. Mini rarity. Mini rarity is just one way to power up your minis, granting bonus levels and unlocking powerful talents. Minis have 5 different rarities. If you do not own a mini, the first copy attained will grant you the mini in the rarity that you acquired it. Duplicate minis are converted to star points, which can be used to arc energy and cores to upgrade rarity. All minis require 64 star points to achieve their maximum rarity. Specifically, the cumulative star points needed rarity are: if you purchase a duplicate mini of an uncommon, you will instead receive star points. Okay. Any star, it's kind of how, okay, makes sense. But don't know everything, but I mean, there's a lot to read, but I'm not ready for all of that just yet. Alright. So that's that, and then this is the daily offers, and then we currently have nothing that we can get from it. Alright. Then we got this troops discovered page. Those are the other two, but this is my blood mage, so I'm assuming we'll get different leaders to be able to. Ooh, can I upgrade is the question. No. Makes sense. Okay. You. Swap with what though? I can't swap you with anything. I don't have anything to swap you with. So right now, what I'm seeing is no ability to upgrade anything at all. That's a bit dead. That's a bit dead. How can I not upgrade anything yet? How am I supposed to defeat Hager with this team then? Is it possible to? Or I feel like I've chosen Charmander and I'm going against rock type stuff. So troops discovered. I mean, again, I can look at the info, but I can't equip them. So there's no point in looking at that. And then I have nothing to swap with. Alright. Now we got, this is the map. Okay, I thought that was quest, but that's the map. Then we got this. Dungeons unlocked, raids unlocked, coming soon. And then we got social, which I don't really care about. Very simple UI, very simple game. So, I mean, we're going to have to just wing it again, or continue to grind the others to be able to level up. But let's try it again. Last one for the night. Otherwise, we're coming back. And we're definitely going to be grinding those first 4 levels to level up the dudes on my team to be able to progress further through in this Warcraft Rumble game. But I'm loving it so far. It's actually very simple, very easy. Let's go ahead and skip because I've done this. Okay. Crash me on top of trolls to take them out. That should keep our safe to take out those boots. Okay. So crash her on trolls, take them out. Griffin Rider on boots. And then, why not? Let him go that way, and then now we wait. Okay, let's play this smart. Hogger can go this way as well. Actually, you guys, go forward, go forward, go forward. Sorry. Just get her out there. I just need to plow forward as much as I possibly can. I don't want to take... I'm going to... You know what? Just keep going. I want to take out those dickheads. I'll take out those Tide Hunters right now. And then we can start going the other way. She said land her on those guys and they are going kapow! I think I'm gonna... Okay, so those Tide Hunters ain't going anywhere. Alright. Hold off on this. Put the tank on that side just in case. Also add that for the mining. Let's add you on the left. No, go. Actually, stay there. Stay there. You can protect the mining guy. Add you. It doesn't do much at all. Okay, so they're like super effective against other things as well. I just gotta watch the right side. I'm at least doing damage this time. I should get those two then. I should have waited a bit on that. I've already won. Alright. I just gotta be smarter. That's it. That's all this game basically just taught me there. Be smarter. Understand the map. Utilize the map to your advantage. And you will be fine. Elwyn Forest completed. I'll definitely be doing them again though. For sure. Just to kind of get a quick little grind in before we move on to the next zone. We'll probably start off the next episode with a quick Elwyn Forest rehash. Collection level up, XP rewards increase, quest XP, quest Tome, new mini bonus, claim rewards. I'm trying to claim my rewards, but it's just sitting here. This is one of the bugs that I've read about. Okay. Checking in. Are you in? Yes, but I don't want to. Would you later? Don't do it now, please. All right. Ooh. I'd rather bonus her. I think her early game would be better, but I'd rather bonus him. I think her early game would be a better bonus. She's too. Ooh. Chain Lightning can piss off. This guy really needs a bonus because he's really pointless to me right now. You gotta get a bonus because you're just dying in 2 seconds. It's just not fair. Alright, awesome. That is that. So if I go to here, claim my reward, choose a Bombard troop. Bombardier Blast. Bombard troops deal heavy area damage to ground squads. Choose one below. The Plague Farmer looked really cool. We got a Flame Walker who's probably good with General. Description: ignites the ground with waves of flame, incinerating supporting troops behind enemy tanks. Yeah, he was probably going to be good with General. Then we got Horde, probably good with Cairnay. Description: a cheap aerial unit that specializes in bathing the ground in flame while flying above melee enemies. Flying AoE elemental, bombard cycle stats. Alright, and then we got the Plague Farmer, which I think he seems cool. Bombards, it's got like a Halloween vibe to it as well, which is kind of nice. A little bit late, but nonetheless. Troops with poisonous pumpkins keep them alive, watch enemies rot. You know what? We're definitely picking that. He seems pretty nice. Alright, now we've unlocked, I believe that was Westfall. But yeah, we're going to start the next episode off with another rehash on that. For the time being, we have troops here, and I have one that I've got down here and collected. What would I like to replace you with is probably this guy, so swap with him. Awesome. So I did level him up, but it is what it is. We'll take that for now. Otherwise, I do have a flying. I do have him as like my ranged. I think that was a good swap. But until next time, I hope this episode comes out well. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.